One of the most sinister aspects about gang stalking is the sensitization. Sensitization is what keeps gang stalking harassment invisible. For example, this image to you looks like a normal white car. To every person that doesn't understand gang stalking will look like a normal white car. However, this picture, as you can see here on the screen, was posted in a group about gang stalking. To Anne Harris, this car is part of her gang stalking operation. How does this happen? Why is it that whenever any evidence of gang stalking is shown to most of the world, no one sees it? The secret is sensitization. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to explain it to you so that you understand why is it that victims of gang stalking keep showing us these meaningless pictures that they claim are part of their gang stalking operation. I'm going to start by giving you an example of a protein shaker. To you, this protein shaker is nothing special. It's red and black. It doesn't mean anything. Your perception of a protein shaker is simply a thing that you use to put protein in it. That's all there is to it. It doesn't mean anything. Let me show you how gang stalking can change this. Imagine that you are the targeted individual. You are the victim of gang stalking. And let's assume that us, gang stalkers, want to sensitize you to protein shakers because that is something that you see every day for extended periods of time. This is how it would start. First day of sensitization, my group of gang stalkers, we would be looking at you and we would walk by you and be like, ugh, you're disgusting. But we would say it to you for no particular reason. On top of that, we would make sure for you to notice that each of us was always carrying a protein shaker. Every time we would call you disgusting, every time we would look at you with disdain, and we make sure that you would see the protein shaker by moving it really fast for you to see it. Our eyes naturally gravitate toward things that move fast. If I go like that, you looked at my hand. So I would be walking by you and then I would just go like this with my protein shaker and I would say, oh, disgusting. I would whisper it, not only me, but a bunch of us. We would whisper it and call you disgusting, and every single time we would harass you, we would make sure that you would see that all of us are carrying a shaker. The fast movement makes sure that you see the shaker, and over time, your mind is gonna make the connection between you're disgusting and green shakers, because that was the one thing that popped out to you. They're gonna be shakers of a lot of colors, all types, all sizes, and this would happen for months on end. On top of that, it wouldn't only be calling you disgusting, but some of us would pretty much make sure that you see our shaker and bump into you and say, oh, I'm sorry, that was such an accident, with a mocking grin, telling you that it wasn't an accident. But socially, we are making it appear like if it was. During this time, you go online and you're gonna notice that there are a lot of people on the internet telling you, don't react to gang stalker abuse. Don't react. You're gonna look like crazy. Gang stalkers actively push this story out so that you become docile and you don't do anything back. However, about that, what I just mentioned about telling you to not react for you to be docile is the one thing that I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that, because reacting to absolutely nothing is what allowed me to see the entire game of gang stalking, but it is also why I gave permission pretty much for gang stalkers to harass me, because I never reacted. That's the one thing that I'm actually not sure about gang stalking is if the not reacting was actually helpful to me or worse. That we're gonna talk in another video, but right now we're sticking to this topic. Everyone is telling you that if you react, you're gonna appear crazy, and you're going to be harassed by so many people that the fear of appearing crazy is what keeps you from doing anything about it. The times that you do react, we're gonna say that you're crazy and we're gonna say that it was an accident. If you ever react violently, gang stalkers are gonna be ready with their phones to record you acting violently. That is how gang stalkers make sure that targets don't get out of line. They fill you with fear of being recorded and having that video be spreaded all over and saying that you were crazy. And let me tell you, it's wildly effective. It's wildly effective. That's how they are protecting themselves from you, with the threat of you behaving like a maniac and then recording you and spreading that video. The truth though is that you are never gonna see those videos because gang stalkers are never gonna confirm to you whether or not they were recording you. They're gonna threaten you with it. They probably did record you, but you're never gonna know because that's part of gang stalking. Now, all of us are gonna be moving your stuff around, maybe steal something, slash your tires, and every single time that you see any of us, we're gonna be carrying a freaking protein shaker. Gang stalkers are always gonna be watching what you're doing, and they're gonna start putting protein shakers around you, and you're gonna know that these protein shakers are put there purposely for you to see them. Over time, you're gonna make a connection between the protein shakers, gang stalkers, and you being called disgusting. So your body is gonna remember you being called disgusting whenever you see someone carrying a protein shaker. Whenever you see a protein shaker, you're gonna start to remember these memories when people were doing all of these fucked up things to you. Gang stalkers tie the negative emotions, the psychological pain, the trauma, the experiences with the objects. Additionally, so many people are involved, so you really cannot say who because there are so many people involved and you didn't see everyone every day. Additionally, to further confuse you, sometimes these people are gonna be nice to you and sometimes they're gonna be jerks. Moving forward, whenever you see a protein shaker, your mind is gonna be replaying these painful memories. And you are gonna have this type of connection to protein shakers. It feels like a connection. And notice how absurd it is having a protein shaker affect your mind. Whenever you see someone with a protein shaker or a protein shaker anywhere, you're gonna be wondering, could that person carrying a protein shaker be a gang stalker? Because in gang stalking, literally anyone could be a gang stalker. Here on the screen, we have all of these steps written. Over time, whenever you see a protein shaker or a person holding a protein shaker, you're gonna remember the times that people called you disgusting. And you're gonna literally lose control of your mind. It's gonna be inevitable for you to think of anything else whenever someone presents themselves with a protein shaker. That's just how the mind works. Sometimes gang stalkers are gonna swing the protein shaker in front of you to make sure that you see it. And to anyone else, it's gonna be like someone just moving the protein shaker in front of you. There's gonna be no meaning behind it. But because you were harassed so much by people that were carrying protein shakers, your mind created this connection with a protein shaker and suffering. Whenever you see a protein shaker, whenever you see a person holding one, you are going to literally feel pain. You're going to feel psychological pain whenever you see one. And the fact that there are so many people around at the gym, for example, that are carrying a damn protein shaker, and any person could be a gang stalker. You are literally going to be walking around the gym feeling emotional pain and physiological sensations of anger every time you see a person holding a protein shaker. Your mind is going to be replaying the memories of the harassment every single time you see a protein shaker. And the truth is that because gang stalkers are nice to you sometimes, and sometimes they're a-holes to you, and you really never know who is a gang stalker. I mean, you have your regulars, but you never truly know if someone is holding a protein shaker to harass you or because they're simply holding a protein shaker. Now, the fact that you were harassed for so long with a freaking protein shaker, to you, you will interpret this as a psychological attack because your mind is gonna call you disgusting whenever you see a protein shaker. Notice how when you listen to a song that really makes you feel good, later in the day, your mind is replaying that song. When a song is very catchy, your mind is gonna develop that, but with the memories and the voices of people calling you disgusting. So, whenever you see a protein shaker, I know I'm saying the word protein shaker a lot. I am so sorry. But I have to say it. Whenever you see a protein shaker, your mind is gonna either play a memory of when someone harassed you when they were holding one of these, or you're gonna only have the auditory part of it, and it's gonna repeat into your mind. It's gonna call you, you're effing disgusting. Whenever any of a protein shaker or any person holding one comes in your field of vision, it's gonna become automatic. It's gonna be a trigger. This is gonna be a trigger. Gang stalkers are not gonna need to say anything anymore. They're just gonna have to swing this in front of you like this. To everyone that doesn't know, they're just gonna think that it's someone swinging a protein shaker in front of you. But they don't have the context. They were not. Most people are not gonna know that you were sensitized to protein shakers with harassment. To you, this reminds you of suffering. This, looking at anyone holding this, brings you pain. And you are always going to be wondering whether or not someone is a gang stalker whenever you see someone holding one of these. Over time, gang stalkers sensitize you in that exact same manner to a lot of things. To coughs, to people scratching their nose, to people doing a fast hand wave, to the headlights. Over time, you are sensitized to so many different things, and you walk around looking at protein shakers, at headlights, at colors, at anything that you were sensitized to, and every time you look at him, at one of these things that you were sensitized to, you're gonna think of gang stalking. You are gonna be flooded by memories of harassment. There's gonna be a point where you are so confused that you yourself are gonna start having delusions of things that you will believe you were sensitized to, but you didn't, but you weren't. I was sensitized to cars. You know, I was sensitized to a bunch of things, and the only reason that I was able to undo that was because I understood what I'm explaining to you now, the sensitizing. Gang stalking does a lot of things at the same time. They sensitize you to something while they're trying to manipulate you into using more drugs, into hanging out with people that are trying to destroy you. Because the more stupid you are, the more drugged up you are easier to manipulate and to fuck over. Just like how to you now that I explained to you the necessitation, now you see how a mere object can be turned into a nightmare. This is exactly how people see cars as form of harassment. It's not because every single car is part of their operation, but they were harassed in such a way that the perceptions of items were turned against them. Every time this person that posted this car, every time this person looks at it, that looks at a white car, that person is remembering all of the times where people with white cars harassed them. How people with white cars turned their headlights on them in a way that would bother them. Gang stalking isn't really a paranoid delusion. It is justified suspicion because they have a justification to have those beliefs, just like you would be justified in having the suspicion that people that are carrying protein shakers could be following you, could be harassing you. That doesn't mean you having that belief doesn't mean that you are a paranoid schizophrenic. The truth is that what you have is a justified suspicion. But gang stalkers call it paranoid schizophrenia to demoralize you even further. This is how people are made to interpret their reality different. Gang stalkers do it one item by an item, by with a color. Even people are even sensitized to facial expressions. I was. Anyways, I hope that this cleared up why some people believe that white cars are part of their gang stalking operation. Just like how if you would experience what I told you with the protein shakers, you would believe that people holding protein shakers would be gang stalkers. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you do not know who I am, hello, I am Efren Rodriguez Guerrero, your host. I was targeted for 8 years, and the only reason that I was able to stop my gang stalking was because I understood everything about it. And this is why I feel obligated, morally obligated, to share all of this information, is because this information was not out there. This information was out there when I was gang stalked. And it took me 8 years to understand the whole thing. I don't want you to have to deal with gang stalking for 8 years when all you have to do is watch my videos to for you to understand everything about gang stalking. If you really want to help me, whenever you have time, if you want to watch a video, watch the whole thing. That helps a lot, a lot. Also, comment, share, like, subscribe, or if you would like to go above and beyond, say, you could become a member to the channel. It's less than $5 a month, or you can make a donation to my PayPal. There is a link to it in the description of the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later. Good night.